Okay, so in this tutorial, we are going to solve a past paper from your exam. So you can see this is 2022 GCA exam. Okay, so we're going to solve a few questions from there, then we'll continue in the next video for the other questions. Okay, so let's start with the first question there, which is saying evaluate 5 to the power 3 by 1 over 5 to the power 2. Okay, so these are indices, isn't it? So according to the laws of indices that you know that when a number is written like a fraction, in this case, we know that it can also be expressed as 5. Now, if it's a fraction and it's having a power, we can express this power to be a negative. So that 2 there can be expressed as a negative 2. It's the same as when you're having a to the power, it's a negative 3. This is the same as we can write this in, we can remove the negative side by introducing a fraction. So we're going to say 1 over a. Now, immediately when you introduce the fraction, it means that the power becomes positive. So to the power 3 there, okay, which is the same as 1 over a times a times a. Okay, so now if you look at this question here, okay, so if we are to follow the normal procedure, we know that 5 to the power 3 means that you're having 5 times 5 times 5, okay, and then 5 over 5 over 3 is the same as 1 over 5 times 5, okay. Now it's going to be hard for you to solve this the way it is if you're not having a calculator, but you can simplify your work. Since you're not having a calculator, you can apply the laws of indices. You know that this number, like I said, can be expressed in, as a single number like that. Okay, so we just introduce a negative sign there to get rid of the fraction. So it means that the expression that we are having now is 5 to 3 multiplied by 5 to the power negative 2, isn't it? That's the expression that we are having. Now, if we are having this expression, we can apply the other laws of indices, which states that if you are multiplying numbers and the bases, and only and if the bases are the same. Okay, so let's say you're having a multiplied by a. So I get a to the power n multiplied by a to the power m. This is the same as a. So I can, if I'm multiplying the bases, which are the same, I can just add the powers there. So I can say n plus m, okay, to find my answer. So the way this expression is here, you can see a 5 and a 5 there. These bases are the same, isn't it? So we can just add the powers for us to get the final answer. So we're going to get one of the base, which is a 5. Then we're going to say 3 plus, remember we are adding, isn't it? So plus negative 2 there, okay? So this is the same as 5, then we're having 3. So what is 3 plus negative 2, okay? So a positive and negative there, you know that you're going to get a negative side. So this will be equal to 5, 3 minus 2, which is going to be 1, isn't it? According to the laws of indices, again, any number powered by 1 is the same as the number itself. So we get the final answer to be 5 in that case. Okay, so that's how you solve such a question. Okay. So we go to the next one. So we can see there saying expand and simplify 2a. Okay, so having 2a plus 3 multiplied by 3a minus 4. Okay, so we are expanding. Okay, so we are expanding and simplifying. So whenever you are expanding math, most of the time you're going to be multiplying numbers, isn't it? So what they are trying to tell us here, we are going to multiply, then we simplify our expression that we are going to get. Okay, so here we're having 2a plus 3. Okay, okay, so it means that we are multiplying with 3a minus 4. So how do we multiply numbers that are in the brackets like this? So what you do, for example, if you have an expression a plus b, okay, multiplied by a, let's say minus c, okay? So what you usually do, usually multiply this a with this a again with the c, okay? And then to the b as well, we do the same, okay? We multiply it with the a and the c as well. considering the signs that are there. So let's do the same here. So we are saying we're going to get this 2a, we're going to multiply it with a 3a there, and later on we're going to multiply it with a 4. Okay, so let's do that. So what's 2a multiplied by 3a? So we're going to get a 6a, isn't it? There, okay? Then what's 2a multiplied by negative 4? So know that you're going to get a negative side. So 2a multiplied by negative 4. So you know that 2 times 4 is 8, isn't it? So we're going to get a negative 8 together with the a there. So we get a negative 8a, right? So we are done with the 2. So we do the same with the other variable that we are having, which is a 3 there. Okay, so we're going to multiply this 3 with the a 3a and again with the a 4. Okay, so let's do that. So what's 3 multiplied by? So remember, this is a positive number, right? So what is 3 multiplied by 3a? Okay, so we're going to get a positive 9a there, right? Then 3 multiplied by a negative 4. So we are getting to we're going to get a negative number there, which is 12, isn't it? So that's what we have. So now we have 6a minus 8a plus 9a minus 12. So what I'm going to do here, I have this as light terms, isn't it? So I can ignore the a. Let me just consider the digits that I'm having, or the coefficients that I'm having. So I'm having a 6 there, minus 8 there, plus 9. Okay, so I'm going to solve this. Okay, so what's 6 minus 8? So here I'm getting a negative 2, right? Plus 9. Okay, so what is negative 2 plus 9? So what I usually do, I'm going to separate this. Okay, I'm going to subtract, I'm going to get the difference between 2 and 9. So what's the difference between 2 and 9 there? So we know that the difference is 7, isn't it? So 9 minus 2 is 7, right? And then I'm going to get a sign from a bigger number. And the bigger number is 9 there, and it's having a positive. So it means that here I'm going to get a positive 7. So that's positive 7a, right? So that's this part. We've solved this part here. I've just considered the coefficients and I've brought my a back there. So that's what I'm having. And then I have minus 12. Okay, like this, you've simplified your question there. So you've expanded and simplified. Simple as such. Okay, so we are done for this question. Go to the next one. Okay, so the next one is asking us to solve the equation. So we're having 4x squared is giving us 9x. Okay, so when you're given such an equation, you know that you can equate this equation to 0 by making this 9x go the other side, isn't it? So we can have 4x squared. So we are moving this guy, crossing the equal sign. Know that a number, when it crosses the equal sign, it changes its sign. So it's positive here, so it's going to become negative, isn't it? So negative 9x. So this, I'm equating this equation to 0, right? So that's what I get here. Okay, so now immediately when I equate my equation to 0, what I'm going to do, I'm going to simplify it. Okay, so I know that x is common here, so I'm going to say x. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing, I get my 4x squared there, I divide by x. So you know that x and 1x will go. This x squared means that we're having 2x, isn't it? So we're having x times x. So I've divided x times those 2x, isn't it? So it means that one of the x will go. It means that we are going to remain with the 4x only, right? Minus, then here I'm having 9x, then I do the same, I divide by x. This x and x will go. It means that I'm going to remain with a 9 there. Then this is equal to 0, right? So it means that my final answer, so I'm going to get two answers here. So it means that if you have an expression like this, means that your value of x will be equal to 0, or you can get your value of x to be 4x minus 9 to be equal to 0. So now I can solve this equation here, isn't it? So I can have 4x. So 9 can cross the sign, go the other side, becomes 9. It was negative, crosses the side, becomes positive. So I have positive 9. So I divide both sides by 4. So I'm going to have x to be equal to 9 over 4. So my values of x are 0 or 9 over 4. That's how you solve such a question. Yeah. So we move to the next one. Okay. So we have been given this question is saying shade A intersection B, okay, complement intersection C. So on this Venn diagram, okay. So let me just explain what some of the terms that we've been given here. So whenever you see a complement, this stands for not a member of a set, okay. Whenever you're having this intersection n like that, okay, so it means that common, isn't it? Common between sets. That's intersection, isn't it? So now, if you look at the expression that we've been given here, so we need to find the set A intersection B complement, and then we are going to intersect it with the part C. So how do you handle such a question in an exam? Paper 1. So what we usually do, you can add numbers in these sets, okay? So let's do that. Let's add any number of your choice, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a 1 there, I'm going to put a 2 there, I'm going to put a 3, I'm going to put a 4 there, 5 there, 6, and then I'm going to put a 7. So I'll consider this to be my members of all the sets. So you've seen I've added numbers everywhere. I haven't missed anywhere, okay? So I've added numbers everywhere, including outside. Also, I can add a number there to be 8, okay? So I've added numbers everywhere. So this 8 does not belong to any set, okay? So it means that in set A, I'm having 1, 2, 4, and 5. In set B, I'm having 2, 3, 5, and 6. In set C, I'm having 7, okay, 4, 5, and 6. That's what, those are the numbers that I'm having there, okay? So immediately when you add numbers, the second step that you want to do is to solve this set that you've been given, okay? So the first question you ask yourself, from these numbers, after adding numbers, what is A intersection B, okay? So let's solve. What is A intersection B from what we are having there? So we know that A intersection B is what is common in set A and what is common in set B. And you notice that what is common there is this area here, right? Okay, so it means that 2 and 5 are common there, isn't it? 2 and 5 are the common elements in A intersection B, isn't it? Okay, so that's what we have in, right? Okay, so we have 2 and 5 as the common members for A intersection B there, right? Okay, so now the second step that we are going to do, we need to find a complement now, okay? So a complement is anything that is not part of A intersection B. So we can conclude that A intersection B will be anything apart from 2 and 5. So what are these? Okay, what are those? So that include 1 there, okay? 4 is not part of this set, isn't it? 4, okay? What else? 3, so let me put a 3 before that one, okay? So let me have a 3, then I can have a 4 there, okay? Then I can have a 6, then I can have a 7, including 8 as well, right? That's it, A intersection B complement. So these values are not in A intersection B, right? Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is to find my set C. So I'll ask myself, what are the members that are part of set C? So in set C is this one here, isn't it? Let me label it in yellow, which is my set C there, right? That's my set C, isn't it? So what are the members there? So let's list them. So we are saying in set C, we are having a 4, okay, a 5, a 6, and a 7. Those are the members in set C. Okay. So now I can answer my question, isn't it? I have my A intersection B complement and I have my set C. Then I can answer my question, which is saying A intersection B complement intersection C, isn't it? That will be equal to, okay? So now, do you know that intersection means that the common, so we are looking at this set, which is A intersection B, and this set, which is set C, isn't it? What is common between the two sets? So what are common members there? So you can see a 4 is there and a 4 is there, isn't it? So let me use okay. So we are saying a 4 is there here and a 4 is there. Okay. So it means that 4 is one of the members. Okay. What other member is common there? So you can see a 6 there and a 6 there. So it means that also a 6 is common there. What else? So you can see a 7 there and a 7. So it means that a 7 is also common. So that is my set A intersection B complement intersection C. These are the members that I'm having. So I'm going to shade where I'm going to find these numbers, isn't it? Okay. So where do I find 4? So I'm finding 4 here, isn't it? So I'm going to shade this area. So I'm going to use black. Where I have a 4, I'm going to shade there. Where do I find a 6? I'm finding a 6 here. So I'm going to shade the entire region where I'm finding the 6. And then where am I finding the 7? I'm going to shade the whole set C there as my one. So this is the shaded area that we were looking for. That's the area that you need to shade. Okay, so that's how you solve such a question. It's easy for you when you answer your set A intersection B, then you intersect it with a C in that case. Okay, so you just put any numbers. If you want, you can put letters, anything that makes you comfortable, as long as you come up with those two sets, then you intersect them. Then you should be able to shade like that, the way I've shaded there. Okay, so that's what we have, okay, for that question. Okay, so let's move. Let's go to question number 5. So let me bring it down there. Okay, yeah, so question number 5 say factorize completely. Okay, so we're having 2ab. Okay, so when you are factorizing, remember to always have like terms or things that have common things, common items together, isn't it? So if you look at 2ab and xy, there's nothing common there. But if you look at 2ab and 2ay, so a is common there, isn't it? So we can regroup this equation into, so we are going to bring our 2ay there, isn't it? So we know that a is going to be common there. And then we can continue. We have it plus xy and minus bx. Okay. So the next thing, once you group things that are common together, the next thing is to divide them into 2. Okay. So I'm going to divide this equation into 2. So into this equation and also into that group. Okay. So I've just divided into 2 there. Okay. So let me solve the first part. So I'm going to ask myself, what is common here? So what is common there is A, isn't it? So if A is common here, what do I remain with? Okay, so if A is common, means that I'm going to remain with okay, so if A is common, I'm going to remain with 2B, isn't it? Okay, so I remain with 2B there. Then I'm going to have okay, so I do the same here. So I'm having 2ay. Okay, so what is common there is a, isn't it? So I'm going to say minus. What I'm going to remain with is 2a, isn't it? Okay, then I'm going to have this equation as well, isn't it? I'm going to do the same with the other equation. So what is common here is x, right? So x is common there. So okay, so what is what I'm remaining with okay, so here when I divide, so even 2 is common there, right? So let me redo my equation. Sorry about that. Okay, so we are saying 2a is common here. Okay, so it's not just a, it's 2a. Sorry about that. Okay, so we are saying 2a is common, so it means that we're going to remain with b there. Then minus, so we have 2a, so we are just dividing. We're having 2ab divided by 2a. So 2a and 2a will go. It means that we are remaining with b. Okay, so we do the same. Having 2ay, we divide by 2a. So the a and the a will go. It means that you're going to remain with the y there, right? So we do the same here. What is common is x, isn't it? Okay, so if x is common there, means that here I'm going to remain with the a y. Okay, so now if you look at the equation that we are having, we need to make sure that what is in the brackets is the same. So if we use a positive sign here, you notice that we're going to get a positive sign on the y. and here we're having the y is having a negative sign. So for us not to confuse things, we can use a negative sign there. So we can say what is common is negative x. Then we start dividing. What is negative x into xy? So having xy divided by negative x. So the x and the x will go. It means that I'm going to remain with the negative y. Okay. Then the next one saying I'm having bx, okay, divided by negative x. Okay, so there's a negative there. So a negative and the negative will go. The x and the x will go. It means that I'm going to remain with the positive b, isn't it? So this is the same as 2a by, okay, minus x. So this, I can rewrite this as it's the same as b minus y. It's the same thing, isn't it? Right? So that's what I'm having. So once I reach at this stage, what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide with it what is common. So what is common here is b minus y, right? That is what is common, okay? So when I divide b minus y into this equation here, so what am I going to remain with? I'm going to remain with 2a, isn't it? So it's like I'm having 2a b minus y, okay? So there when I divide by b minus y, so this and this will go, isn't it? I'll remain with 2a. Then here, I'm having a negative x, and then b minus y, okay? I divide with it, b minus y, okay? So b minus y and b minus y will go there. So it means that I'm going to remain with the negative x. Okay, so this is my final answer there. Okay, so that's what we have for that question. Okay, so let's go to question number 6. So question number 6 saying a company declares an annual dividend of 6%. Okay, so we have been told that the annual dividend is 6%, isn't it? So let's correct our data here. Okay, so I've been told that the annual dividend is 6%. Okay, the value of each share. So we've been told that the value of each share is 25 kwacha. Okay, so 25. These are 0.00, these are ngwes. Okay, so just take note, those are ngwes. So we're having a 25 kwacha, right? For each share, it's going at 25 kwacha. Okay, so now we are being told that this man, Mr. Mapesa, has a share of has 100 shares, right? So he's having 100 shares. Okay, shares equal to 100 or 500 there. Okay, so this is the total number of shares that he has. So find his annual dividend. We have been told that the annual dividend is 6%. So we need to find the amount in terms of the annual dividend that is going to be getting in amount, isn't it? Okay, so in quarter, how much is he going to be getting from the 500 shares that he is having? Okay, so for us to know, we need to know how much is getting from the 500 shares, isn't it? What is the total amount that you are going to get from the 500 shares? So how do you do that? So for us to get the total amount, we're going to say, we know that each share is 25 kwacha, isn't it? So we're going to say 25 kwacha for each share multiplied by the 500 shares that is having, right? So it's more like we have a 25 multiplied by 500, okay? So I'm not having a calculator. Remember, this is paper 1. You don't use a calculator. So how am I going to solve such a question? So it will be hard for me to start figuring out how to solve the question like this. So what I can just do, I can get the 2 zeros from the 500 and put them on the 25. So I'm going to say 25, 2,500 like this. So I've remained with a 5. So I'm going to multiply this with a 5 like that. Okay, so let's do that. So what is 5 times 0? That's 0. 5 times 0, that's 0. 5 times 5, that's 25. So we have 5. We carry a 2 there, right? What is 5 times 2? It's 10 plus 2, that's 12, right? So it means that the total amount that you're going to get in quarter is 12,500, okay? Ngwe. So you can put ngwes there, okay? So that's the total amount that you're getting from the 500 shares. So that is total nominal values that you are the total nominal value that you're going to get from the 500 shares, isn't it? Okay, so now we have been told that annual dividend is 6%. So for us to know the amount that is going to get, the annual dividend that you're going to get from this 500 shares, we're going to get the 6% of the nominal value that you're getting, isn't it? So we're saying we have 6% as the annual dividend, isn't it? And we know percentage is out of 100. So we're going to say divided by 100%. Okay, multiplied by, so we are saying annual, the total amount or the nominal value that you are getting is 12,500 kwacha, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to multiply. So the percentage and the percentage will go. It means that the units that we're going to remain with are kwacha there. So these two and these two will go. So remember, these are ngwes. So don't confuse those ngwes. They are just there. Okay, there's a point there, so they are not they are not considered there in that case, right? So we cancel out the 2 zeros and the 2 zeros from the 100. I'm just simplifying my work here so that I make my work easy. Okay, so what I'm going to remain with, it means that I have a 125 by 6, isn't it? So remember, I'm not having a calculator. So what is 6 times 5? That's 30, isn't it? So we have 3, 0, carry 3, right? What is 6 times 2? That's 12 plus 3, 15, right? So we have a 5 carry 1. What is 6 times 1? That's 6 plus 1, that's 7, isn't it? So it means that the annual bond, okay, so annual dividend for this Mr. Mapesa will be 750 watts. I even put the ngwes there, don't forget. Okay, so that is the annual dividend in this case. Okay, so we go to question number 7. Okay, so question number 7 is saying for the sequence 5, so we're having the sequence of 5, 12, and 19. Okay, find the 6th term. So part A is asking us to find the 6th term, then part B is asking us to find the nth term. So now it will be easy for you to find the 6th term if you are able to find the nth term of a GP, isn't it? So if you are able to find the nth term expression of the GP, it will be easy for you to find the 6th term. So for such a question, I'll start with the part B. I'll find the nth term there. Okay, so we know that the nth term of the sequence is going to be given by, so this will be equal to, so now I have this expression. So the nth term of the sequence, I'm going to have A plus, okay, n minus 1d. Okay, so this is for the nth term, the term that I'm finding. So if it is the 6th term, it means that we have a 6 there. So in this case, we don't know. Okay, so this will be equal to, now A is the first term. A stands for the first term in this case. So the first term that we're having is 5 there. That's A. Plus, then we're having n. This n stands for the nth term as well. So if it's the 6th term, here where there's n, you put 6 minus 1. And then d. Now, d is the difference between two terms in the sequence. Okay? So if it's a sequence here, if it's an AP, what you're going to notice that the sequence, the value of d, the sequence difference is going to be the same. Okay? So if the sequence difference is the same, means that if we do 12 minus 5, that's a sequence difference here. So this term, the next two terms, which is 5 and 12, the difference there is going to be 7, right? And then if you do the same, these two terms are neighbors, isn't 12 and 19. So if you say 19 minus 12, the sequence difference is also 7. So you can see there, the value of d is going to be 7. That's what we have. So we can come up with the expression. So nth term, we don't know the term. So we're assuming we don't know what we are looking for, isn't it? So nth term will be equal to A, we don't know, okay, plus, now, n, the value of n, we don't know as well, isn't it? Minus 1. And then d, we are saying, is 7, isn't it? So the nth term that we don't know will be equal to A plus, so now here we open the brackets, isn't it? So we expand. So 7 times n, which is 7n, okay? 7 times -1, which is -7 there, okay? So that's what I have, right? Yeah, so I have this, okay? So if this is the expression that I'm having, so this is the nth term, of okay. So this is the nth term. So now here also the value of a I know, isn't it? The value of a is 5. So we can replace the 5 there. So 5 plus c, 7n minus c, 7. Okay, so nth term will be equal to, so I group the right terms there. So I'm having positive 7n. Okay, here I'm having positive 5. Okay, minus 7. So the nth term expression will be equal to, so now I have 7n. So here there's positive 5 minus 7, isn't it? So we do, what's the difference between 5 and 7? What's 7 minus 5? It's 2, isn't it? We get a sign from the bigger number, remember, which is negative there, isn't it? So it's going to be negative 2 there. Okay, so this is my nth term expression. That's the question, that's the answer for part, um, part, um, part B. Okay, then part A, so we can use the same expression, but now we know the nth term is the sixth term, isn't it? So we can say 6. So if that's the reason why I said, if I want, I can find the nth term like this. I get the expression, then I should just be able to replace there. Okay, but for now, let's do it in case you decide to start with the first part there. So in that case, if you're getting the sixth term, we know the expression. The first term is 5 plus, okay, the term we are looking for is 6, isn't it? Then minus c, 1, okay. Then the value of d we are saying is 7. So this is the same as c, 5 plus, so 6 minus 1, which is 5, right? Okay. Then okay, so 6 minus 1, that's 5. Okay, 5 plus 5 times 7 there, isn't it? So this will be 5 plus, what's 5 times 7, which is 35, right? Okay, so what is 5 plus, okay, so what's 5 times 7? Is it 35? Okay, so there, yeah. So we get the 35 there. Okay, so what is 35 plus 5, which is a 40? Okay. So let's try to replace there. So 6. So let's try to replace it in this equation and see what we are going to get, right? So we're getting a 40 from direct. So let's replace it. So we're saying the sixth term will be equal to 7. Then we're having the value of n is 6, right? Minus 2. Okay. So this will be equal to, what is 7 times 6? That's 42 minus 2, right? So that is a 40. So you can see, so if you come up with the expression or you go direct, you should be able to find the same answer there. So this is the sixth term that we are using. So immediately when you come up with the expression, you can just replace the value of n. You know that you are looking for the sixth term with 6 there. Then you should be able to find the answer there. Or if you want, you can use the equation that you've been given there. Okay, direct from the equation, you should be able to find the sixth term. Either ways, okay, it's going to be correct. Yeah. So let's go to question number 8. This is going to be my last question. Okay. So we are saying for today, I'll continue with the other questions in the next tutorial. Okay. So we are saying the distance between town F. Okay. So we're being taught, so let's solve part A. So we're being taught that the distance between town F and town G is 8,100 nautical miles. Okay, nautical miles. Okay, so if the plane takes 8 hours, 18 hours, sorry, so we're having 18 hours. The plane takes 18 hours to fly from town F to town G. Find the average speed, right, in knots. So what does this knot stand for? When you see knot, it means that it's in nautical miles per hour. That's the sign. That's what knots stand for. Knots stand for nautical miles per hour, right? So now, if we are saying this plane is moving at 8 hours from point F to point G, and the distance is 8,100 nautical miles. Okay, so it means that if we are to calculate the speed here, we know the formula for speed. Speed is given by distance over time, right? Okay, so the distance that we've been given is 8,100 nautical miles. Okay, divided by the time that we've been given, we've been told it's 18 hours. Okay, so still the same thing. We simplify, we are dividing there, not having a calculator. So we can simplify there. We know that 9 can enter here 2 times into 18, right? Then 9 can enter into 81. How many times? So 9 times 9 is 81. So 9 times. So it means that you're having 900 nautical miles divided by 2 hours, isn't it? That's what we're having, right? Okay, so I've just simplified here. Okay, so 2, 1, 2 here. Okay, so into 9, 4, into 10, 5, isn't it? So it means that we get a 45. 2 into 90 is 45 there, right? So it means that the distance that we are going to get there, which is are going to be 450. Okay, so we are having nautical miles per hour, isn't it? We are dividing, so we have per hour. And we are saying nautical hours per hour are the same as the knots. So the distance that you are getting here is 450 knots. You end there. Okay, so that's how you answer such a question. So you get 450 knots there. Okay, so let's move. We go to the next part, which is part C, part B, sorry. Okay, so we have part B there, which is saying town B is east of town A. So it means that this is town A, is on the west, and then you have town B after town C, isn't it? Okay, so these are different longitudes, right? Then we have been told that when it is 11 hours, so someone is at town B, checking his time, is seeing that the time is 11 hours at time B, okay? And then the other one is at town A, and then he's saying that person who's at town A is checking the time, okay, is finding that it's 07 hours, okay. At the same time, these people have these two people are checking time at the same time. So find that that one at time B is checking, is saying that the time is 11 hours. Then that one at town A is checking, then he's saying that the time is 11 hours, 7 hours, right? Then the question is find the difference in longitudes, right? Between the towns, right? So between the towns. So you know that in terms of hours, okay, 1 hour, okay, 1 hour is giving us 15 degrees in terms of the longitudinal differences, okay? So the longitudinal differences, we know that 1 hour gives us 15 degrees. The longitudes are those lines that run from north to south of your earth, right? Okay, so those are the longitudes. So you know that in terms of difference, time difference, 1 hour gives you 15 degrees, isn't it? Okay, so now for you to find it, we are looking for the longitude that is the longitudinal difference between these two towns, isn't it? So for us to know the longitudinal difference, we need to know the hourly difference between the two. Once we know the hourly difference, then we should be able to use that expression to get us the longitude that we want, isn't it? Okay, the longitude difference that we want. Okay, so here we're having 11 hours, we're having 7 hours. So what is the time difference there? What is 11 minus 7? That's 4 hours, isn't it? So it means that 4 hours. So if 1 hour is giving you 15 degrees, what of 4 hours? Okay, 4 hours is going to give you x, isn't it? So you cross multiply there, you're going to have x is equal to 15 degrees times 4 hours, isn't it? Right? Okay, so this is x hour, isn't it? 1 x hour, right? 1 x hour. Okay, so the hour and the hour will go there. So it means that we are going to remain with different degrees. So in short, you cross multiply there. So what is 4 times 15? So 4 times 15, you notice that. So let me do it. 4 times 15. 4 times 5, it's what? It's 20. Okay. Then 4 times 1, it's 4 plus 2, that's 6, isn't it? So it means that the longitudinal difference that you're going to get here is 60 degrees. That's what we have here. Okay, so this is the end of today's tutorial. We'll continue with the other questions. So if you want to have more lessons in terms of the questions to prepare for your exam or just to learn, okay, so you can inbox my line. Okay, so this line, you can inbox me on that line. Okay, yeah, so you should be able to, so it's both on WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp me. You can okay, so this is plus 260. Okay, so you can WhatsApp me or text me, okay, on this line. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you get more lessons. Thank you so much. Yeah.